Gentlemen, judges coming through very shortly. No anti-recent boundaries, please. Oh, just a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Dennis, we're ready for that one. call that last operation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judge is going to Hawaii. Okay. Thank you.
Have a seat. All right, good morning. I'm Commissioner Procco. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for May 31, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom in here. At the end of your hearing today, you'll be provided with some paperwork that's going to cover everything we go over in here, which will include your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions. For those of you who will be out of custody prior to your next court date, I do recommend contacting the court in advance of that date to verify your hearing details. Please keep in mind you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding. We're going to begin today with Jack Tamer. Sir, if you could step in the courtroom. After that, we have Michelle Basie. All right, start your full name and date of birth.
Jack Mustafa Tamer, May 12, 1995.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for two separate cases today. The first one is going to be for your open felony matter. This is for a bench warrant that was issued in that case. You now have a status conference June 5th at 8:30 a.m. And that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. This one is a $500 secured appearance bond. Now, you do have a second case here, and this is going to be for the new charges that just came in. These would also be out of Superior Court. The counts that, or the one count that was submitted is possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, which is a Class 4 felony. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference set June 5th at 8:30, evidentiary hearing June 6th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing June 9 at 8:30. And I believe you're actually with the legal defender, so I'll go ahead and make that change. In this, you are not bailable in this new matter, okay? Because you did commit a new felony offense while being on felony release in another matter, in another case. Arizona law does require that you be held without bond for the new matter. And that is why we set that evidentiary hearing. That's the court date I'm required to set in order to allow the court to review that release status, okay? Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, sir, go ahead and have a seat. We do need to reprint his number 19. Or I'm assuming we need to reprint it, since I changed the attorney. All right, so we have Michelle Basie up next, and then after that, Michael Bosmowski. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Michelle Basie, 31171.
All right, thank you. So you've got two separate cases here. I'm going to start with your open felony matter. This is here because a warrant was issued for a violation of release conditions,
Yeah, but I was in the hospital.
specifically the electronic monitoring. In your case, it makes no difference because you're going to have a hold, okay?
Okay.
So in this matter, you do have a status conference now set on June 5th at 8:30. The bond in your warrant's going to be affirmed. This is a $5,000 secured appearance bond. Now, that's something you can certainly talk to your attorney about, but that's not your primary hold. Your primary hold is going to be the new case that just came in. So that is going to be out of Superior Court as well, for one count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony. The public defender has been appointed there. You have a status conference June 5th at 8:30, evidentiary hearing June 6th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing June 9 at 8:30, all of which are at the Superior Court. In that matter, you are being held without bond at this time, which is required under Arizona law since you're currently on felony release in that other matter. All right, do you have any questions regarding either of these? And you can step over. If you don't have any questions, you can step over.
I was trying to tell you that I was in the hospital.
It makes no difference. You are being held non-bailable.
Okay.
All right, we have Michael Mosmowski, and then Isaiah Parsons will be up next.
Michael Bosmowski, 63097.
All right, you are here for two separate cases today. It looks like both of these are your probation matters. So in each of your probation cases, there is a supplemental petition to revoke file that does allege a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So in both matters, it looks like you already had an attorney appointed to represent you since you already had a prior PTR filed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This time you are being held without bond at this time. That is pursuant to Rule 7.2 and 27.7 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure. So at least until further court order, you're not eligible for release. Do you have any questions regarding this?
No.
All right, go and step over. All right, we have Isaiah Parsons, and then Lionel Benjamin will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Isaiah Parsons, 8/21/95.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a supplemental petition to revoke that was filed in your probation matter. In your case, it looks like they are alleging a violation of term 15. So in that case, revocation arraignment hearing is set June 6th at 8:30, and this is a non-bailable also. Okay, so you're not eligible for release in this one pursuant to Rule 7.2 and 27.7. Do you have any questions regarding this matter?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork that's there. All right, we have Lionel Benjamin. After that, Nicholas Macon. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Lionel Benjamin, 11/13/1992.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a grand jury warrant that's now been issued. This is for an indictment that's been filed. It looks like this was done just a couple days ago. And that's for the 1 count of resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of obstruction, Class 2 misdemeanor. So in that matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have an arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30. That will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And in this matter, you do have a bond that's going to be that $10,000 secured appearance bond, which was provided in the warrant. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yes, ma'am. I was seen today. I went to court this morning on this. I've been held on these same 2 charges since I came to jail on the 8th of May. And
it looks like the charges originally weren't filed. You were held in your probation matter, so I do see that you did have hearings in your probation case.
And I got released.
But in your other one, charges weren't filed.
No, the prosecutor today, they released me today because the prosecutor.
In your probation matter. No. That's separate. That's different than this one. On May 14, after your arrest, they opted not to file charges at that time for whatever reason. It might be that they required more information or whatever they needed. They weren't able to do it within the time frame. So charges weren't filed in that case. They've now been filed.
And
okay, you now have a charging document for those charges.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is the $10,000 bond on the 2 initial charges when I first got arrested, I got arrested for resisting arrest, and the same charge, and the bond was $1. I mean, it was $10. So there's no way that you can reduce the bond. I got released today. The prosecutor office told me that they were going to tell me my release. They were going to tell me my next court date whenever they knew that they would have probable cause. They told us today that they had the probable cause of charging us, and that they're releasing me. They're going to tell me the court date if I could come to it. So there's no way that
you've got a court date now. I'm not the one that set the bond in your warrant. I'm not the one that made that determination. So I'm not going to be the one that's going to change it either. It is considered a victim matter since it is a resisting arrest case, so I'm not going to be changing any release conditions in that matter. Doesn't mean it won't change in the future by the judge who's going to be handling your case, but it's not going to change here today.
So you can't reduce my bond at all?
No, I'm not going to touch that bond at all here.
A $10,000 bond for
That's correct. You have a
S6?
$10,000 secured appearance bond in that matter. All right, and that information will be included in your paperwork as well. All right, we have Nicholas Meekins, and then Melina Almanzar will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Nicholas Meekins, 0506, 1991.
All right, so you've got 3 separate cases here today. All 3 of these are here for bench warrants that were issued for failures to appear. Let me finish my information, and if there's something you want to let me know, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay.
In each of these matters, the status conference is set on June 5th at 8:30. In each of those cases, the bonds in the warrant were affirmed. The first one is a $500 secured appearance bond. The next 2 are each $2,500 for a total of $5,500 for all 3. What did you want to tell me?
I got shot 6 times before that court date. And I actually made it to the court at like 3:45, but because of like my movement and like how like having to go to the hospital, I didn't make it in time. Like,
all right. I'm looking at your docket because I always look to see if you made an effort to contact your attorney so they can file a motion with the court, and nothing's been done. Okay? I'm not telling you that you're making up anything to me right now, but at the same time, I have no way of showing that. At this time, you now have bench warrants in 3 separate matters.
I have like wounds. I can show you like.
No, that's not what makes a difference. You were out of custody before you got arrested for
I know. She let me.
Case, so I know you were out.
The judge let me out of custody. She said it seems like I'm trying to turn my life around, and she wants me to do that, and I was doing that, but I got shot 6 times on the 1st of May, and I've been out of commission since.
Unfortunately, you missed a sentencing. Okay?
Yeah,
that's the
16th.
hearing that you missed. So at this point, your sentencing judge is going to have to take care of all further release conditions. It's not going to be done here. All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, we'll give you paperwork for each case. All right, we have Melina Almanzar and then Joseph Amaro up next. Ma'am, state your full name and date of birth.
Melina Almanzar,
Your date of birth?
6/10/95.
All right. So you are here for 3 separate cases today. 2 of these are your probation matters. They're each here because a petition to revoke's been filed that alleges a violation of terms 3, 5, and 15 of your probation term. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In your matter, the bond in each warrant has been affirmed. Each of those has a $500 secured appearance bond. If you postpone and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by the terms there. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. Now, you do have a 3rd case here, which is going to be the new charges that just came in. That's for 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony. So in that matter, the public defender's been appointed as well. Status conference set June 5th, preliminary hearing June 9th, both at 8:30. And in that case, there is also a $500 secured appearance bond. It's $1,500 total for all 3. If you do postpone and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. So you do still need to abide by the terms of probation, which does include contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to step over, we'll get you paperwork on those matters as well. All right, we have Joseph Amaro, Guillermo Acevedo Garcia will be up after that. Sir, your full name and date of birth.
Joseph Robert Amaro, 7/10/84.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a warrant issued out of the Agua Fria Justice Court. This is a post-adjudication warrant issued in that matter. You now have an arraignment hearing set on June 4 at 8:30. That'll be at the Agua Fria Justice Court. This is now the 4th such warrant that was issued in this case. So I am going to be setting a bond. They do have a $918 cash-only appearance bond. Given the nature of the charge, I'm not going to go that high, but I am going to reduce that down to a $150 cash-only appearance bond. So that is the amount you'd have to post to be released prior to your arraignment hearing set in this matter.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to step over, that information will be provided in your paperwork as well. All right, we have Guillermo Acevedo Garcia. After that, it'll be Celestino Tapia. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Guillermo Acevedo Garcia, 8/20/94.
All right, thank you, sir. So you're here for a warrant that was issued out of the Youngtown Municipal Court. The warrant was issued while you were in custody. It's actually a initial arrest warrant. So it's a warrant that was issued in lieu of a summons. So in your matter, they've set an arraignment hearing for you on June 5th at 9 a.m. That would be at the Youngtown Municipal Court. I do show you're still in custody on the other matters that you were brought in on earlier. So because you already have bond set in those cases and are still in custody, I'm just going to do a placeholder bond here. So you've got a $50 secured appearance bond for this matter, okay? And that's so they know you're in custody in this case and don't issue another failure to appear warrant thinking that you're out of custody and just not appearing.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions regarding that?
What is the total for my bond and everything?
In the other cases, I don't have that information.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it shows up on your card here. Do you show the other bond amounts, what his other holds are? So you might be able to ask them what you're showing up with, but I don't have it in front of me.
Without going through all his actual history, I've got here $700, but I don't know whether it's been upheld or not, or modified.
Okay, yeah, because I know you had multiple cases, I think. So, but yeah, I'm sure someone back there can let you know what you have in the system.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, so we have Mr. Tapia. After that, Michael, or actually, it looks like Alton Michael Graham. All right, sir, full name and date of birth.
Celestino Tapia Jr., 12/31/73.
Thank you, sir. You're here for a new case out of Superior Court. The only count I found probable cause on was possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. They also submitted a charge of dangerous drug possession. I didn't find probable cause there. Now, the public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set June 16 with a preliminary hearing June 18, both at 8:30. And those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right. If you want to go and step over, you can go ahead and pick up your paperwork over there. We've got Alton Michael Graham. I show he is the last one maybe we have one more. Are we doing Smith? Are we bringing him in? I show that he's a house call, but that my note is that he was still going to be brought in.
I spoke to him. He's a little bit 918, man. I mean, I can get an escort to bring him in.
Yeah, if the only reason is close custody, then we need to have him in here, unless there's a danger issue or something like that going on with him. But we can have Mr. Graham go ahead and come in. I can take care of his matter. We can finish up the rest of who we have in here.
We'll take him in, man. Yeah, well, because we're going to have to put him
Do we have Mr. Graham here? He's supposed to be here.
Mr. Graham is here.
Okay,
Yes.
let's go ahead and have Mr. Graham here. We're ready for him.
Graham? Graham?
Didn't they tell you they were bringing him in?
I'm sorry.
All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Alton Michael Graham, 9792.
All right, thank you. So you're here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. That's for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30. And then in this matter, based on the otherwise nominal bond that was in your warrant, and I do see you're just on probation for an undesignated offense, and this is the first PTR filed in this case, I'm going to release you to appear at that next court date on your own.
Thank you so much.
So you are being released on your own recognizance, but you are still subject to the supervision of your probation officer.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
within 72 hours, you do need to notify probation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I've been working and everything. It's just been a lot going on, but I'm going to get it together. I just appreciate you so much.
Yeah, do your best to comply, okay? Because
Yes,
otherwise
ma'am.
they can still file a supplemental petition to revoke.
Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Court officer to available supervisor.
All right, I'll go ahead and put our house calls on record here. I'm going to start with number 13.
20 or 21.
I show he is currently in a holding cell due to refusing orders. out front. He's got two separate matters here. The first one's going to be a new case out of Superior Court alleging 1 count of armed robbery, Class 2 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of theft, a Class 2 misdemeanor. The public defender has been appointed. A status conference is set June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9, both at 8:30. And in this matter, he has a $100,000 secured appearance bond. Next one is going to be for his probation violation warrant. This is for a Term 1 violation. So in that matter, public defender is appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing June 6th at 8:30. In that matter, he is being held without bond at this time pursuant to Rule 7.2 and 27.7. The next house call we have is for number 1, Tyrone Patrick, date of birth 11/3/1982. Who's here for a probation violation warrant. I show he is a house call due to being unable to follow direction. He's here for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5, and the public defender has been appointed. Revocation arraignment hearing is set on June 6th at 8:30, and in that matter, there is a $250 secured appearance bond. Next house call is for 23 Perry Rule, date of birth 12/6/84. I show he is a house call due to being NASWA. He's here for a fugitive of justice warrant issued out of the state of Colorado. So in that matter, because we are not able to see him in the courtroom and go over the waiver options, I am entering in a no waiver or a non-waiver. So a fugitive of justice or extradition hearing is set June 9 at 1:30 p.m. He does have a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $75,000. Next case is going to be for number 10. That's Charles Dennis, date of birth 3/21/99. I show he is a house call due to being combative. He's got 3 separate matters here. The first one, actually the first 2 are going to be his probation cases, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, first 2 are probation matters. In each of those, petition to revoke was filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5. Public defender has been appointed. Revocation arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each warrant's been affirmed. That is a $1,000 secured appearance bond in both matters. The next one that he has here is going to be for the new case he was just brought in on. This is for a new matter out of Superior Court for 1 count of robbery, attempted robbery, Class 5 felony. In that matter, public defender has been appointed. He has a status conference June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9th, both at 8:30, and a $25,000 secured appearance bond in that matter. I show that is all the house calls that I have listed, at least. All right, sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Jeremy Scott Smith, March 8th, 1979.
Great, thank you, sir. You are here for a grand jury warrant that was issued. This is for an indictment that's been filed that alleges 1 count of kidnap, Class 2 felony, 1 count of aggravated assault, impede breathing, that's a Class 4 felony. The date of offense listed on the indictment here is going to be January 19 of 2025. So in this matter, you do have an attorney that's been appointed to represent you. An arraignment hearing is set June 6th at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you do have a bond. That's a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. So if you do postpone and not release, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring, excuse me, with the release conditions that you're not to have any contact whatsoever with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, that's it. You can go step over and pick up that paperwork.
Doing LEPs first, is that right? Two LEPs.
Two LEDs.
Okay. Okay. I had balance whaler and the two you gave me.
Which one? Oh, no, it's just the Rubio, sorry.
You got Rubio?
Rubio and this Spanish.
Okay, I'm assuming Montana Valenzuela isn't.
No, he's not.
Okay, I just jumped the gun. I just saw you gave me two and I thought, oh, there's two LEPs.
One right and my last is Okay, hold on.
Yeah, then I got it. Yeah, she was the last one. What you had on. Okay, see the judge comes.
She's not ready yet.
I've got a big mixed bag out there too. Yeah, she's when you're ready, she'll call my bring in. I was just bring in the stage and call baby. No one in there. That's a loss. Yeah. Oh. The options.
My coffee.
My son, he's in Thailand. And he drinks this mud water. It's called Katom. It's supposed to fucking, I don't know, it's like liquid fentanyl or something, I don't know. It's just like, apparently supposed to make you feel a little relaxed, but it's legal.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I tried magnesium.
It's like, it's drinking out of this bottle with mud water. The bottle was an old drinking bottle, which, who knows where that bottle's in? Who knows what's in that, where the mud water is drinking, you know?
I was thinking steam lake today, but I don't think I'm going to.
No.
So I try to do like every other day, and if I do 2 days in a row.
Yeah, if I'm missing anyone, we're running a holiday.
That's fine.
Ladies and gents, the judge is on our way. Can you please stand? Thank you.
Have a seat. All right, Ms. Carmona, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, Your Honor. You're able to hear me?
I am. Let's go ahead and do our initial advisement here before we call in your matter, okay?
Yes.
All right. Good morning. I am Commissioner Procco. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for May 31, 2025.
Buenos días, soy la comisionada Paco. Esta es la comparecencia inicial de las 11 de la mañana para el 31 de mayo del 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar.
Las órdenes judiciales de la toma de huellas dactilares y pruebas de ADN que se hicieron el 1 de este mes corresponden para todas las audiencias agendadas.
Please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom when you hear your name called.
Por favor, pasen al podio, el cual se encuentra en la sala del tribunal, en medio de la sala del tribunal, cuando se les llame por su nombre.
The paperwork you receive at the end of your hearing is going to cover what we go over in the courtroom, so that means your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions.
La documentación que usted recibe al final de la audiencia va a incluir todo lo que hemos repasado, lo cual va a incluir sus siguientes audiencias y sus medidas cautelares.
Please keep in mind you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding.
Por favor, tengan en cuenta que tienen el derecho de permanecer en silencio. Todo lo que se diga en la sala del tribunal se está grabando por medio de ambos, de video y audio, y se puede usar en cualquier diligencia judicial posterior.
Otherwise, I'm going to do the interpreter matter right now.
They've got the CC ready, the Judy, so they can bring them in.
Oh, they're not in here right now?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
just let me know when you want to bring them in and we'll call them then.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and begin then today with Jesus Macias Rubio.
Vamos a empezar con Jesús Macías Rubio.
And Ms. Carmona, I'll go and let you do your appearance.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Elizabeth Carmona, court interpreter.
Sir, could you state your full name and your date of birth?
Señor, ¿me da su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento?
Jesús Antonio Macías Rubio, 20 de mayo de 1985.
Jesús Antonio Macías Rubio, May 20th, 1985.
Sir, you are here for a new case out of the Desert Ridge Justice Court for one count of driving on a suspended license, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Bueno, señor, usted se encuentra razón de una causa emitida del Tribunal de Paz de Desert Ridge bajo un cargo de manejar con una licencia de conducir suspendida. Es una falta de clase 1.
You are not entitled to court-appointed counsel due to the nature of the charge that you have here, but you do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter.
A razón del carácter de esta imputación, no tiene derecho a que se le nombre un abogado de oficio, pero usted siempre tiene el derecho de contratar su propio licenciado si lo desea.
An arraignment hearing is set on June 16 at 1:30 p.m. That'll be at the Desert Ridge Justice Court. The address will be in your paperwork.
Su siguiente audiencia se va a celebrar, va a ser una instrucción de cargos para el 16 de junio a la 1:30 de la tarde. La dirección de ese tribunal se va a encontrar en su documentación.
In this matter, you are being released on your own recognizance that it's going to be your promise to appear.
En esta causa será puesto en libertad bajo palabra de honor, bajo su promesa que usted va a comparecer.
Do you have any questions regarding any of that information?
¿Usted tiene alguna pregunta en cuestión a esa información?
No, todo está bien.
No, everything's fine.
All right, go ahead and step over. We'll get your paperwork here in a moment, okay?
Thank you.
Pase y le vamos a dar su documentación en un momento.
All right, Ms. Carmona, that was the only matter that I had marked as needing a Spanish interpreter. Can you double check, just make sure we don't have anyone else here who could use your assistance?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. ¿Alguien más en la sala necesita los servicios de interpretación judicial en español?
All right, I don't see anyone indicating that they do need that, so it looks like we are good to go. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Your Honor. The interpreter will be disconnecting. Thank you.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on with our next matter here. This is going to be for Montana, Valenzuela. After that, it'll be Joseph Huggins. So please state your full name and your date of birth.
Montana, Blake Valenzuela, November 14, 2005, Your Honor.
All right, we do have counsel on the line for this matter. Let's go ahead and do appearances there. We'll go ahead and start with the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gahn on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, good morning. Chris Doran on behalf of Montana, Valenzuela.
All right, thank you. Mr. Doran, I did receive your notice of appearance, and I believe you are also on the other open case that Mr. Valenzuela has. So are you going to be representing him for all further hearings in this matter as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Okay. I will put you down as counsel of record then at this time. So you are here for a new case that is going to be out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. The charges submitted here are going to be 3 counts of possession of narcotic drugs for sale, which is a Class 2 felony, 1 count of money laundering, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession or use of a weapon during a drug offense, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of conspiracy, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. Before we proceed with release, which I think in your case is already defined by Arizona law, but we can go ahead and address probable cause. Mr. Doran, did you want to address anything with probable cause, or were you just here to address release?
No, Your Honor, I did want to address some things with probable cause, if I may.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, for 2 of the counts of narcotic drug possession for sale, I don't believe that there's probable cause. I believe the only probable cause is for the THC cartridges that are found with Mr. Valenzuela in the backpack, according to the Form 4. I also don't believe that there's probable cause for conspiracy. And as far as drug paraphernalia go, I didn't read anything in the Form 4 that indicates whether or not Mr. Valenzuela has a prescription for the THC vape. Prescriptions are offered for marijuana vape pens, and without any sort of information one way or another, if he has a prescription for it, I don't believe there's probable cause for the paraphernalia.
All right, Ms. Gaunt, did you want to address any of it?
Yes, Your Honor. In regards to the conspiracy charge, I would agree with counsel. I don't know that there's information in the Form 4 that discusses other individuals that he was coordinating with in order to accomplish these offenses. However, I do believe that there is enough information regarding the THC vape carts. There's the items that were discovered in his backpack at the time that law enforcement made contact with him, and then there was information, or excuse me, then there were items that were recovered during the search warrant at his home. There were additional THC vape carts that were found, as well as marijuana pre-rolls at that time. So I do believe that there is enough information for the court to find probable cause on all of the narcotic for sale charges. Thank you.
And if I can respond to that, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the listed house in terms of the search warrant, I believe that there's little information about the house. However, Mr. Valenzuela lives with his dad and his sister, at least. His sister is a juvenile that was charged in a JV case number for drug sale possession, or for drug sales. There's no indication in the Form 4 where they found these belongings inside the house and what connects them to Mr. Valenzuela. So that's the basis for the lack of probable cause argument on 2 of the counts.
All right, let me refresh my recollection with respect to at least the house search. All right, I see this referencing what was located in the vehicle. I agree with respect to the conspiracy case simply because they did not mention anyone else involved in this case, so I'm not going to find probable cause on conspiracy. But taking into account all of the items that were recovered, as well as the conduct observed, I do believe that there is probable cause for the remaining counts in this matter. Obviously, we're just at the probable cause stage at this point. Now, because Mr. Valenzuela is on felony release, he is required under Arizona law to be held without bond at this time. Mr. Dorn, I can let you address that, but that really is what it is at this point. But if you want to address that term, you can do so.
I understand the court's position, Your Honor. I would like to just briefly bring some things to the court's light. So, Your Honor, while it's true under Arizona law that if the court were to find proof evident presumption great, then Mr. Valenzuela can be held non-bondable. At this point, only probable cause has been established for felonies, not that.
Mr. Dorn, I'm gonna cut you off right now since the rules have changed, and not recently. They've been this way for a little while. At the initial appearance stage, what we're at right now, you now have to find probable cause on the charges that have been submitted. The evidentiary hearing that has been set, which I'm going to go over here in a moment, which has been set for June 6th, that is where proof evident presumption great must be found in order to continue to hold him non-bondable at this point. So I'm not going to make any further findings as far as that goes beyond the probable cause finding. But is there anything else you wanted to address with respect to that?
The only other thing that I wanted to tell the court is that Mr. Valenzuela's younger brother was murdered, and there's an active Maricopa County case number. The person in that case has pled guilty to second-degree murder, and their sentencing is on Friday. The entire family are victims of that. Mr. Valenzuela was actually present when his younger brother was murdered in the vehicle, so he was an eyewitness to it, and he is a victim himself in that case. Whatever the court can do, I understand the situation that we're in, but he has a right as a victim to be present at that sentencing hearing, and to see the person that has pled guilty and to be heard on those release conditions or to be heard on that sentence, because there is a range that the judge can do between 20 and 25 years. So I'm asking that the court impose any sort of release conditions until we can have that evidentiary hearing, which is what I was going into, so that he can mainly attend that, whether that be house arrest, ankle monitor, pretrial services, a value of the bond that's equal to the amount listed for the drugs that are in there, $2,500, anything that would just allow him to be at that court date and to be able to exercise his constitutional rights as a victim to be heard at that sentencing.
With respect to this matter, Arizona law requires that Mr. Valenzuela be held without bond at this time. There is not going to be any way around this at this time, since probable cause has been found on the charges that we just went over. Mr. Valenzuela has unfortunately put himself into this position. So at this time, you are going to be held without bond. You do have court dates coming up. That's a status conference June 5th at 8:30, evidentiary hearing June 6th at 1:30, preliminary hearing June 9th at 8:30. And those are all going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This court has no authority over how to get you to attend, and I don't even think there is going to be a way to attend a sentencing. Of course, you can speak with your attorney about submitting your own recommendation with respect to addressing release conditions, but this court has no authority over how to get you in any way to that hearing. So that's not going to be addressed today at all. All right, anything further from either counsel in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, I appreciate the court hearing me out.
All right, Mr. Valenzuela, if you want to go and step over, we're going to give you paperwork on this matter. We're also going to send that over to your attorney as well. So, Mr. Doran, you will have that information here in just a little bit.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Man, two juveniles here, Mr. Brown.
I'm sorry?
The two juveniles here.
Oh, let's go ahead and get those done. Ms. Gahn, I know you wanted to appear on the next matter we have, but we do have two juveniles, so I just wanted to get those through. I'm going to call those first, okay?
That's fine.
All right, so we've got Isaac Garcia Ruiz, and after that we'll have Mr. Brown come in.
Come your way.
All right, sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Isaac Garcia, September 7th, 2007.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a grand jury warrant that's been issued. That is for an indictment that's been filed alleging one count of drive-by shooting. It's a Class 2 felony with an offense date listed of March 6th of 2025. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have an arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30 a.m. That would be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I did review the federal juvenile justice guidelines as far as housing goes, as well as the JJDP certification that was submitted. I do find, based on the consideration of those factors, that you are to be placed in the physical custody of the MCSO jail until you're released. That is because you do have that $75,000 secured appearance bond in this matter. And so the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. If you do end up getting released from custody, you do still have the orders that you're not to return to the scene of any offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or co-defendant if there is any, and not to possess any weapons while on release. All right, do you have any questions for me?
No.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, we'll get you paperwork that'll have that information in it as well. All right, sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
Michael Brown, 9/30/08.
All right, thank you. So you have two separate cases here today that we're going to go over. So it's two different grand jury warrants that were issued for indictments that have been filed. Okay, so the first one is for one count of aggravated assault involving a correctional employee, a Class 5 felony with the offense date of February 14 of 2025. The second indictment is for one count of aggravated assault involving a correctional employee, a Class 5 felony, and one count of prisoner assault, a Class 6 felony, with the offense date, the same offense date of February 14 of 2025. Okay, but they are two separate cases at this point. All right, so in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have an arraignment hearing set in both cases on June 6th at 8:30 a.m. Those will take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did, since you are a juvenile, did take into account the factors contained in the Federal Juvenile Justice Delinquency and Prevention Act, as well as reviewed the JJDP certification that does address potential housing in your matter. And based on the factors presented, the information the court has at this time, I am making a finding that you are to be placed in the physical custody of the MCSO jail until released in these matters. The bonds and the warrants have been affirmed. The first one was a $50,000 secured appearance bond. The second is the same, $50,000 secured appearance bond. Okay? So you are going to get paperwork for each of these matters, and it'll have that information in it. But do you have any questions regarding it?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so we will go back up to where we were before, and I know we'd already called for Mr. Huggins. So Joseph Huggins, if you could step in the courtroom. After that, it'll be Michael Davis. All right, Mr. Huggins, so state your full name and date of birth.
Joseph Huggins, date of birth, January 24th, 1974.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges here are going to be one count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, one count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. We do have the state appearing in this matter. Sorry, Ms. Gante, I didn't have you do your appearance yet, but I'll go ahead and let you do that now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gahn on behalf of the state.
And Ms. Gaunt, just to let you know, for that aggravated assault, I did find probable cause for the Class 4 felony dealing with the injuries in this case. I didn't find it for the 3. Doesn't mean it can't be changed in the future, but at least with the information I had today. But I'm happy to hear from you if you want to address that.
I do, Your Honor, believe, actually, no, that's fine. I think the court is correct that Class 4 is established with the information in the PC narrative.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Huggins, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter. You do currently have a status conference set on June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9th, both at 8:30, and that's going to take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. You'll receive that address in your paperwork that you're going to be getting. I did receive a written recommendation from the state, but Ms. Gahn, if you wanted to address that.
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. The state is asking for a $100,000 cash-only bond in this matter. Our understanding is that Mr. Huggins has prior felony convictions. He allegedly committed an extremely violent physical assault on a law enforcement officer. There is a strong weight of the evidence. It was captured on not only surveillance video from the location, but it was also captured on video by bystanders. The law enforcement officer suffered a broken nose and a broken ankle. We are concerned that he is an extremely dangerous individual, that he is both a significant risk to law enforcement safety as well as safety of the community in general. Before law enforcement arrived, the original reason for the call was that he was disturbing at a store. He was banging on the door after the store employee would ask him to leave the premises. So again, we are very concerned about his aggressive and violent behavior and think that that bond is necessary to ensure public safety. Thank you.
Thank you. I thought part of my...
Mr. Huggins, it's not your turn yet. I'll give you an opportunity to speak afterwards, but I'm going to give you the information that I have first. Because I did take a look at your prior history. I also reviewed the Form 4 probable cause statement submitted in this case. You do have prior failure to appear history. This is most certainly a violent offense in nature. And I do find that the evidence presented to the court is certainly strong. So I've taken that into account as well. And I do find, based on your actions in this matter, that you do present a significant danger to the community, as well as a danger of non-appearance in this case, and do believe that a bond is appropriate in your matter. So I did set a $100,000 cash-only appearance bond. You have additional terms that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, you are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter, you are not to possess any weapons. There's something you wanted to address the court, and I'll just remind you, you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in here is being recorded, so if you do speak about anything about your offense, it could be used in a future court proceeding.
I thought like the diplomatic community from this country would keep her from putting her hands on me. She's not allowed to detain or question or arrest me in any manner because I'm a diplomat.
All right, you've been appointed an attorney to represent you. You can certainly speak with your attorney about any defenses or any issues you believe apply to your case.
My diplomatic community. I want that to be discussed.
No, you can talk to your attorney about any issues you believe apply to your case. That does not pertain to anything at this hearing here today. Do you have any other questions about the information that I've provided? All right, sir, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and have a seat. Ms. Scott, was that the only matter or the final matter that you were going to be appearing on, or did you want to do anything else?
Yes, Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you. All right, so we've got Michael Davis up next. After that, it's going to be McKenna Olson. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Michael Dwayne Davis II, 7/1980.
You said 80, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges that were submitted today are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony.
Yeah.
So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have 3 court dates currently set, which are a status conference June 5th at 8:30, evidentiary hearing June 6th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing June 9 at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I do show that you're currently on felony release in another matter. It looks like you were just IA'd fairly recently in that case. That's in CR 2025-119685. Because you were on felony release in that other matter at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found here, you are required at this time to be held without bond. You're not eligible for release on the new charge. That's why we set that evidentiary hearing. That's the court date that gets set in order to allow the court to review those release conditions. Because if you were to continue to be held without bond, they would have to make some additional legal findings. Okay? Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, we'll go ahead and give you that paperwork that's over there.
All right.
All right, so we've got McKenna Olson. After that, it'll be Ryan Mills. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
McKenna Olson, 2/14/1995.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So you've got 2 separate cases here today. I'm going to start with your open felony matter, which is going to be for a bench warrant that was issued for a failure to appear. So in that case, you now have a status conference June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9, both at 8:30 a.m. Those would be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in that matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed, so this is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. Now, you do have a second case here, and this is going to be for the new charges that just came in. So this will be out of Superior Court as well, and that's for 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. That's the only count that I was able to find probable cause on at this time. There is a separate count for possession of narcotic drugs that's been submitted, which I was not able to find probable cause on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, though, but they did not provide me with sufficient information here today. The public defender has been appointed in that matter as well. You do have a status conference set on June 5th at 8:30 a.m., evidentiary hearing June 6th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing June 9 at 8:30, all of which will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this case, because you were on felony release in that first matter that we discussed and probable cause was found on at least 1 felony count, you are required under Arizona law to be held without bond at this time. So that information is going to be provided in your paperwork, and I know you've already heard me say this a couple times, that evidentiary hearing that I told you about, that's the one where they readdress those release conditions. All right? Do you have any questions regarding that?
Yeah, I called the court the day of my court date on the 28th, and I told them I was pregnant, I was throwing up, and I couldn't make it. And they said someone was going to call me back. I never received a call back.
Yeah, I don't have anything showing that there's been any contact made. Unfortunately, I'm unable to verify any information like that. I don't have anything filed from your attorney requesting a motion to quash and requesting a new hearing in this matter. So at this point, you are going to have to go in front of your assigned judge, but you have a non-bailable hold either way. That's going to keep you in custody either way.
How do I get out of custody? How do I get out of custody?
At this point, you are non-bailable in your new charge. So at this point, you cannot get out. Okay, so if charges get filed in that matter, you will remain in custody at least till that court date that you have next on June 5th and June 6th. Okay? So if you want to step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork that's over there. All right, so we do have Ryan Mills up next, and after that, Luis Ibarra Esquivel. Hi, Mr. Mills, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Ryan Cameron Mills, 10/24/82.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that's been filed. The charges in that direct complaint are going to be 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 4 felony, 2 counts of DUI, both Class 1 misdemeanors, 1 count of leaving the scene of an accident, Class 1 misdemeanor. Actually, there's 3 total counts of DUI because they have extreme DUI in here as well. And then you also have 1 count of an open container of liquor in a vehicle. That's a Class 2 misdemeanor. The date of offense for all of those counts is October 21 of 2024. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, as well as the nature of the charges specifically that you're now here for, leaving the scene of an accident charge, you do have the bond that was in your warrant that has been affirmed. So that's a $10,000 cash-only appearance bond. You will get that information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding any of it?
No.
All right, if you want to step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork that's over there.
Okay.
All right, so we've got Mr. Ibarra. It's going to be Luis Ibarra Esquivel, and then Joshua Hogue will be up after that. All right, sir, please state your full name and date of birth.
2295.
And your full name.
Luis Ibarra.
All right, so you've got a new case here that'll be out of Superior Court. The charges that were submitted today for you are going to be 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree, a Class 6 felony, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct, which are Class 1 misdemeanors. I was only able to find probable cause on 1 count of the criminal trespass. They did submit a 2nd count, which I did not find probable cause on, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, but I didn't get any information on a 2nd count. So in your case, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on June 5th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, based on the nature of the offense that you're here for, which does constitute a domestic violence offense, you do have a bond in this matter. That is a $7,500 secured appearance bond. If you post bond and were released from custody, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You would have electronic monitoring installed as part of those release conditions, because you do have terms here that you are not to return to the scene of the offense for any reason. You are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. If there is an order of protection or order against harassment issued, you must obey that order. And the no victim contact, that includes contact whether it's direct or indirect. So no contact through third parties, no contact through social media, text messaging, nothing. Do you have any questions regarding any of that information?
No, just.
All right, you want to step over? You want to pick up that paperwork that's over there? All right, we have Joshua Hogue, and then Orion Heller will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Joshua Hogue, January 24th, 1983.
All right, thank you, sir. So you've got 3 separate cases here today. The first one's going to be the new case that you just came in on. This will be out of the Goodyear Municipal Court. That's for 2 counts of shoplifting, both class 1 misdemeanors. So in that matter, an arraignment hearing's been set on June 4 at 8:30. That'll be at the Goodyear Municipal Court. I did do a placeholder bond in this matter in the amount of $50. I'm putting that in place because you've got your 2 probation matters here that do have bonds as well. So I want to make sure if you don't bond out on those, they know you're in custody in this case as well. So your 2 probation cases are here, each for a petition to revoke that was filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation. So in both of those cases, the public defender has been appointed. Revocation arraignment hearing set June 6th at 8:30. The bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. The first one was $250, second one was $200. Okay, I believe that makes it $500 total for all 3.
Okay.
So if you do postpone and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by those terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours.
Sounds good.
Any questions?
That'll do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Mr. Heller and Anissa, Walking Badger, will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Orion Edward Heller, August 27th, 1999.
All right, so you are here for a bench warrant that was issued for a failure to appear. That's in CR 2024-16604. So in this matter, you now have a non-witness violation hearing set on June 6th at 8:30 a.m. And the bond in your warrant has been affirmed. This is a $250 secured appearance bond. So you've got the same terms you were given last time. If you do postpone and are released, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours and otherwise comply with the rest of those terms. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Do I have any holds?
So this will be considered a hold unless you post bond. As far as whether you have any other holds, you can ask the officers if anything else is showing up on your card. I don't know of any, but that's because I don't have other court information in here. Okay? If you want to go and step over, though, you can go and pick up the paperwork at least pertaining to this matter. All right, we have Ms. Walking Badger, and then we've got Nicole King Jeff up after that. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Anissa Dawn, Walking Badger, date of birth is 10/21/90.
All right, thank you. So you're here for 3 separate cases. It looks like these are going to be all your probation matters. They're each here for term 1 violations. So in each one of those cases, you have the public defender appointed to represent you and a revocation arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30. And in each matter, I did do a $50 secured appearance bond, so it's $150 total for all 3. If you do postpone and are released, you're still on supervised probation, so you do still have to abide by the terms, including contacting them within 72 hours. All right, any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, do you want to step over
All right,
and
thank
pick
you.
up that paperwork? All right, so we've got Nicole King Jeff and then Manuel Saavedra will be up next. Oh, hi, ma'am.
Hi.
You can have a seat. We can lower that.
Oh, really? It's okay. I can stand for a little bit.
There's no need.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, ma'am, please state your full name and your date of birth.
Nicole Marie King Jeff, 11/1/1987.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of disorderly conduct, which is a class 1 misdemeanor. That's the only count that I found probable cause on at this time. They did submit a count for aggravated domestic violence, which is a felony offense, which I was not able to find probable cause on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, but they didn't provide me enough information regarding the priors that you have, which apparently included multiple arrests. So in this matter, the public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference set June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9th, both at 8:30. And those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This is considered to be a domestic violence offense in nature. You do have a bond. That's going to be a $500 secured appearance bond. But if you do post bond and are released from custody due to the nature of the offense, you're not to return to that location, and you can't have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness.
I do have a question though. Who would be the complainant in? Because everybody stays there and we all stay at the same place and all my stuff.
Since it's disorderly conduct, it can actually be more than one person. But let me see if it actually identifies that. The identified victim in here is going to be whoever you got in the argument with respect to the BB gun, and I don't have that person's name included in here. They're just identified as the victim.
Okay, so then yeah, I can contact my parents then. All right.
Yep, that's it. I don't have any other information.
Okay, well, yeah, that's why I wanted to know, because then I can at least contact my parents and get everything hashed out that way.
Yeah, that's the only person identified that's labeled as a victim in here.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Okay. Any other questions regarding?
You said with the 500 secured bond, is that actually 500 cash, or is that like a portion of 500?
So it is a secured bond, which means that you would normally be able to work with a bonding company. It's a low amount. So I don't know how far they go as far as low. I don't know at what point they say that's too low. We don't work with that.
Right. So I might have to just do the whole 500?
It's possible, but I would call them to find out.
Okay. So
I would call one of those companies and see what their rules are for that.
And then, I mean, other than that, there isn't any other way I can get out right now?
Not right now at this time.
So I have to bond out?
It can't change in the future, but yeah, you'd have to bond out at this time.
If I go, since I'll be here till the court date, if I don't bond out, would I be leaving at the court date then? Would I be getting released then?
That is entirely up to the court that you're appearing in front of, okay? From here, what's going to happen is this case is going to get submitted to the county attorney's office, and they're going to review for filing.
Right.
So assuming they file, then the judge at your next court date will address all further release conditions.
Okay.
If they don't file, you would be released from custody at that point because you don't have any charges filed.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right, Mrs. Saavedra, and then Cameron Reeve will be up after that. All right, so please state your full name and date of birth.
Hey, Lex Luth, 10/28/69.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on June 5th, with that preliminary hearing being on June 9. Those are both going to be at 8:30 a.m. Based on a review of your extensive history, as well as the fact that I think you were picked up on a warrant for out of Phoenix as well, you do have a bond in this matter. That's a $500 secured appearance bond.
So just pay $500 up?
Yep, you got to pay the $500 in this. Now, in that Phoenix case, if they gave you a separate bond, this would be in addition to it. You already got OR'd in that one?
Yeah, they give it to me. I'm OR'd on it right here, right now. I was hoping I can get OR on this one too.
No, this one's not going to be OR based on that history.
All right, so you just place $500 and I can get out?
Yeah. Talk to the officers if you have questions how to post it, okay?
Good thing.
All right, we have Cameron Reeve and then Elmo Payne will be up after that. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
My name is Cameron Scott Reeve. Date of birth is 11/8/1993.
All right, thank you. So you're here for a new case out of Superior Court. In your matter, it is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. So in that matter, the public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9th, both at 8:30, and those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, you do have a bond in this case. I show you are on probation, but they didn't do anything with your probation case at this time since you're on interstate compact.
I'm off probation.
They're still showing that you're on interstate compact. For a
Yeah, I
Washington
was
matter.
just released off probation, ma'am.
All right, I'll let you know they're still showing it as active, okay? But in this matter, you do have a $250 secured appearance bond, so that is the amount you'd have to post in order to be released in this case.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up this paperwork. All right, Mr. Payne, go ahead and state your full name and date of birth.
My name is Ramon Payne, 1/26/1960.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, are you, I know you were in Towers, so are you still in custody for another
Yeah, I
matter?
got sentenced on Wednesday, 81 days flat. in the town.
Okay, so you're going to be in custody then for at
Yes,
least a
yes,
little
ma'am.
bit?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right, so here's what this is here that we have for you. So this is for a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that's been filed. So that's for 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The offense date is January 6th of 2025. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set on June 5th with a preliminary hearing June 9th, both at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So because you're in probation on that other matter, what I've done here is I've just done a placeholder bond in the amount of $50. So I'm putting that in place because that way they'll know you're in custody in this case as well.
Right,
So you can get
right.
transferred to the
Makes
court
sense.
dates, hopefully get this matter addressed while you're already in custody.
That's what I'm hoping for, because I'm already in custody. Why not? Yeah.
Right, right. So do you have any questions though
So you
regarding
say the
any of
bond
that?
is $50?
$50.
But I can't go anywhere anyway, so.
Yeah,
so-
if you're going to be staying in anyway, leave that $50 in place. So
Yeah,
that way
because-
they know you're in custody, because that could also affect your credit for time served too.
Yeah, because like I said, they gave me 81 days flat. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, so I got, it started on May 28th, so if 81 days come, will I still need $50 to get out after the 81 days?
So you would still have the $50 in place if the court doesn't change it, okay?
Right.
But if the court takes that away close to the time that your time comes up, then that would change. But talk to your attorney about that.
Okay.
Okay?
I really appreciate it. Thank you,
All right,
sir.
thank you, sir.
You have a good day.
All right, so let's go ahead and do Mr. Escalante's matter, then we've got Derek Proctor. Hi, Mr. Escalante, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Alan Escalante, 10771.
All right, thank you. So your matters that are here today, really, you shouldn't be in front of me, okay? It looks like you should have been booked into the city of Phoenix on a warrant that was issued back in March. Have you already seen the city of Phoenix,
Yes,
Judge? Okay. So it looks like you were booked into a justice court for that same matter, but almost as if it's a new case, which is incorrect. So we vacated that off the calendar. So that's gone entirely. The reason I had you come in here is because they also did a term 1 on your probation with the apparent thinking that you had committed a new offense since the offense was submitted here today. That not being the case, what I'm doing is I'm entering in no probable cause for that, okay? So because I'm just doing no probable cause, I can't set release conditions, so you're going to be released from all of this without any conditions being imposed, then you're just subject to whatever Phoenix gave you, okay? But I still have to set a court date for you. So you do still have a revocation arraignment hearing set on June 6th. I recommend contacting your probation officer
Right
about it to see whether it's going to move forward. I don't know whether they're going to file something in advance to take care of that. I don't know how they're going to handle this, okay? Do you have any questions regarding this? I know it was a little confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
But I think what you explained made some sense out of it.
Okay, and I did put in there in the notes, just to indicate why I did the no probable cause, so hopefully they'll be able to see that.
Thank you so much.
Okay? All right, thank you, sir.
You have a great day.
All right, so we've got Derek Proctor and then Mike Abduni will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Derek Proctor, April 18th, 1990.
All right, thank you. So you were here for a new case out of Superior Court. And this is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on June 16 with that preliminary hearing June 18, both at 8:30. And this will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, you are being released today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. Okay, so before you go, you'll get some additional instructions on that. That'll give you their contact information because you do have to stay checked in with them while on release. Do you have any questions?
How do I stay checked in with them?
There's going to be contact information provided in the paperwork. So you get an envelope that gives you some instructions. Just take a look at that. It'll tell you what you need to do.
Okay.
Okay? All right, thank you. All right, so we have Mr. Abdouni, and then Philip Pope will be up after that. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Mike Abdouni, January 3rd, 1979.
All right, so you're here for a new case out of the West Mesa Justice Court. It's for 1 count of resisting arrest, passive resistance. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor. So in this matter, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel based on the nature of the charge that you have here. You do, of course, have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this matter. You have an arraignment hearing set on June 17 at 8:30 a.m. That'll be at the West Mesa Justice Court. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear, but you do have the additional order too that you are not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork. All right, so we have Philip Pope. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Philip Stephen Pope, January 23rd, 85.
Thank you. So you're here for a warrant that was issued out of the town of Fountain Hills. That's in their case number CM 2024-70. Now, in that matter, they've set an arraignment hearing on June 18 at 9 a.m. That'll be at the town of Fountain Hills Municipal Court. I'm going to give you an opportunity to appear at that next court date again. So you're going to be released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. You just need to make sure you show up on June 18 or they're going to issue another warrant for you.
Yes.
All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, so if you want to go and step over, go ahead and pick that up. And I know we're trying to get the interpreter on the line here. As soon as we do that, we can have Ms. Fenty come in. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth? Or, I'm sorry, you need the interpreter. Yes. All right, is the interpreter able to hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you okay. My name is Natalia. I'm Ukrainian interpreter. My ID number is 451464.
All right, thank you so much. So we do have someone here who does need the assistance of an interpreter. This is for a legal matter. Are you able to help us out with that?
Yes.
Okay. I have Leah Fenty here in the courtroom. If you could introduce yourself to her and have her state her full name and date of birth.
Добрий день, мене звати Наталія, я буду вашим перекладачем. Скажіть, будь ласка, ваше повне ім'я і дату народження.
Добрий день, мене звуть Лія Фенті, 28 ноября 1989 року народження.
So my name is Lilia Fenty, and the date of birth is November 28, 1989.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You are here for a new case. This will be out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. There are 5 counts that have been submitted.
У вас є відкрито справу, судову справу в Maricopa County Superior суд і по 5 обвинуваченнях.
1 count of fraudulent schemes, which is a Class 2 felony.
Перше обвинувачення в шахрайських схемах, і це є другим рівнем обвинувачення, другий рівень складності.
1 count of aggravated taking identity of another, and 1 count of money laundering, both Class 3 felonies.
Друге обвинувачення – це в шахрайському переведенні грошей і також викрадення приватної інформації.
And 2 counts of forgery, Class 4 felonies.
І 2 обвинувачення в підробленні даних, і це є 4-м рівнем злочину.
The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter. You currently have 2 court dates set at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix.
Вам призначений публічний сторона захисту, і у вас зараз є призначено 2 дати суда, і вони відбудуться в даунтаун Фініксі.
At the status conference June 5th and a preliminary hearing June 9, both at 8:30 a.m.
Попереднє слухання 5 червня і наступне слухання 9 червня, і обоє слухання будуть проходити в 9 ранку.
In this matter, based on the nature of the offense that you're here for, as well as the multiple victims impacted, you do have a bond in this case. That's a $25,000 cash-only appearance bond.
І оскільки у вас було багато жертв ваших злочинів, але ми призначаємо все одно суму викупу, яка становить $25,000 і тільки готівкою.
You are not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any victim or witness in this matter.
Вам не можна повертатися на місце злочину чи зв'язуватися з будь-якими жертвами ваших дій.
You are required to remain in the state of Arizona unless you receive further court order allowing you to leave.
Ви повинні залишатися в штаті Аризона, тільки якщо на виняток того, як вам суд призначить, дозволить виїжджати.
Do you have any questions regarding the information that I've just gone over?
Чи у вас є запитання щодо інформації, про яку тільки що ми говорили?
Да, получається, скажіть, будь ласка, якщо в цьому багато чого обвинувачень, не моя вина, якби я не підробляла там і ще чогось, якби я можу це оправдати і якби...
Let her interpret.
I have a question. if in all of these convictions is not my fault in some of them, and if in a lot of information it wasn't my fault, I didn't do some of the like fraudulent activity, then can I be able to defend myself?
You have every right to defend yourself against any charges that are laid against you. You've been appointed an attorney to assist you with that.
Так, ви маєте повне право себе захищати у всьому, в чому вас звинувачили, і для цього вам призначили адвоката.
Your attorney is going to be through the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office.
Ваш адвокат буде назначений від Maricopa County відділу захисників.
Do you have any other questions?
Чи у вас ще є якісь запитання?
Да, скажіть, будь ласка, чи можу я подзвонити мамі і своєму хлопцеві, але просто я не знаю номера, з мамою я тільки зв'язуюсь по WhatsApp, тому що вона живе в Берліні. І я знаю, що буде переживати, я не хочу, щоб їй казати, в якій є ситуації, я просто хочу сказати...
Let her interpret.
Yeah.
Just that she's asking if she is able to call her mom and her boyfriend, but she can contact her mom only through WhatsApp because she is in Berlin right now, but she doesn't want her to know about what situation she's in.
You will have access to phones in which you can call other individuals, but I can't get you your phone, your cell phone, or anything like that to access WhatsApp. You can certainly speak with the officers to see if there's any other way to reach out through other means.
Звичайно, ми вам надамо телефон, по якому ви можете зв'язатися, але ми не можемо дати вам ваш телефон. Ви можете поговорити з офіцерами, яким чином можна буде, може, по-іншому зв'язатися, з ким вам потрібно.
And all this information that I've gone over for you will be included in your paperwork. So if you want to go ahead and step over to your left, we'll give that to you.
Вся інформація, про що ми говорили, буде також на паперовому носії. Я вам зараз дам, якщо ви можете підійти до мене. Підійти.
Так, я ще хотіла одне запитання. Скажіть, я залишаюсь тут в в'язниці, правда?
I also wanted to ask, do I remain here in the jail?
If you're unable to post bond in this matter, you would remain in the custody of the sheriff's office in the jail, and they would transport you to any court dates you have.
Якщо ви не маєте суми застави оплатити, то так, ви залишаєтеся під вартою шерифа і в тюрмі, і вони вас будуть транспортувати на судові засідання ваші.
Go and step over to your left. You can get that paperwork.
Ви можете підійти до мене і взяти документ.
All right, thank you. That was the only matter that we needed assistance with. I appreciate your help. You're done. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for using our services. Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah.
Number 18 is at Estrella, and she's on the way right now.
Why aren't we doing her in person?
They transported her to Estrella.
I mean, we can't do it remote anymore. They need it. No. No, if she, and the LBJ is the exception to that.
Gotcha, I did not know that, sorry.
Yeah.
We can get back in.
Okay.
So whatever, and I don't know what she has, but she can probably be page 2 again, but I know she expires in 3 hours.
I'll be here at 2 o'clock. Yeah.
All right, so she is not going to be on our calendar then. All right, so I'm not going to put her on there. Do you have information for one of these, or have we seen everyone? Looks like, do we have one person that I haven't seen?
Only the young fella here from LBJ, which is Benjamin Tull.
Oh, okay, all right, yep, let's go ahead and have Mr. Tully step in. Or actually, I guess we need to wait for a clear first, and then we can have Mr. Tully step in.
Yes, please, process. Yep. Yeah. Benjamin?
Mr. Tully, go ahead and state your full name and date of birth.
My name is Benjamin Tully, 11/26/1951.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a grand jury warrant that's been issued. That's for an indictment that's been filed that alleges 1 count of failing to register as a sex offender, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of failing to register or confirm ID, which is a Class 6 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have an arraignment hearing set on June 6th at 8:30 a.m. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That's a $1,000 secured appearance bond. So that would be in addition to whatever other bond you already have in place, and I'm not sure what your other terms are at this time. Do you have any questions, though, regarding any of the information I just gave you on this matter?
No, no questions.
All right, if you want to go and step up, if that is it, then.
Okay. All right. Can I use the reference number?
You do? I'll be back in a second.
All right, so I'll go ahead and go through our house calls. We've got number 28, which is Joel Corona, date of birth 11/28/75. I show he is a house call due to being on suicide watch, so he's Nazwa. He's here for a new case out of the Ironwood Justice Court alleging 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor. In this matter, he is not entitled to court-appointed counsel due to the nature of the charge. An arraignment hearing is set June 19 at 9 a.m. He is getting released on his own recognizance with orders not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Okay, Chelsea Garrison is the one that's getting moved. Okay. All right, so we have Sean Moore, date of birth 2/26/92, who's here on 2 probation violation warrants. I've already spoken with Mr. Moore, who is housed at LBJ. And his information is that he's here for a term 1 violation. The public defender has been appointed, revocation arraignment hearing set June 6th at 8:30. And in each of those matters, he has a $50 secured appearance bond. All right, so we now have Marco Sanchez, date of birth 6/17/97. I show he is a house call due to being combative. So he is here on a warrant that was issued. This is out of the White Tank Justice Court. Does he have another hold in place? I know he's at page 2, Mr. Sanchez.
I still have a White Tank J, no, that's probably it, and I've got a Phoenix. Looks like you can page 2 on Phoenix.
Okay, all right, so in this matter, then, we'll go ahead and put him through.
He was sitting in the white tank. $500.
Yeah, this is the white tank one.
In terms of court,
All right, but he still needs Phoenix. All right, so then his arraignment hearing is going to be on June 4 at 8:30 a.m., and he does have a $50 bond in this matter. Let me go ahead and put in the rest of his remaining conditions, which include no victim contact and no returning to the scene of the offense. Okay, that one's now been signed, Marissa, because I didn't have it signed before. All right, I think that is everybody. So unless I missed anybody, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recorder.
Logged on here. Won't be right, would you? let's see, what was that? Yeah. All right. What happened? You
Press
know,
the sign in on that top right corner, Commissioner, it'll send you right in.
do what? Get rid of this?
Yeah, click out that and then press sign in. Right there, yeah, right, that big blue
All
one.
right, all right, all right.
It'll send you right in.
Okay.
Click it again.
Sign it again?
Yes. Is it not letting you?
You know, I always do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a matter of habit. So, but for some reason it screwed up just this last time. There we go. Yeah, when I typed in there, I looked and everything was, except a couple of letters, was missing. All right. Full name, date of birth, please.
Chelsea Ann Garrison, 12/10/89.
All right, ma'am. You are here because you're on probation in Yavapai County, apparently.
Yeah.
And a warrant for your arrest for violating conditions of probation was issued on May 21st, and with a $25,000 bond. You will be, let me get this out of the way here. Okay. $25,000 bond. Your next court date will be June 4th at 8:30 in Yavapai County Superior Court. If you cannot bond out, because that's a pretty high bond, the sheriff of Yavapai County will pick you up in time to make that court appearance, okay? You understand?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have to come back down here because I have
Yeah,
court
no,
at
they
6.
will, they'll pick you up, and I don't know when. They can wait until the day before or the night before, but, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know when they're gonna, are there local charges here in Maricopa County?
Which ones?
Huh?
What's
Are
charged?
there local charges in Maricopa County that you're being, okay. If this is the only thing, I don't know when they'll pick you up. If you post 25,000, you get out, make sure you show up. Okay. Well, most people can't, okay? Good luck.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's it?
Yeah, that's it. And, we'll print out the,
Oh, they have it.
she already has it? Okay. There you go. Good luck.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, did they tell you we're gonna be about 15 minutes
I'm sitting by his court, yes.
All right.
You have the interpreter already?
Yes.
Okay. You can be seated. Let me see, those were, let me refresh this. All right, this is the 2 p.m. initial appearance docket. We're going to call you all up here individually, tell you why you're here. We have a couple of Spanish matters, Spanish speaker matters. I'll take those first. Melanie Villegas.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Elizabeth Ramon, court interpreter. Which cases are you calling? I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, this, the Melanie Villegas is a Spanish speaker. I'd like her to give me her full name and date of birth.
Noemí Villegas, dígame su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento.
Pardon me? She doesn't speak Spanish? What does she speak? Does she speak a foreign language?
No.
Okay. I apologize. Tell her to have a seat, and we will call the Spanish speakers first. All right. Where was I? They should have been at the top, right? Okay. Yeah, Joel Rihanna.
Joel Reina.
Full name, date of birth, please.
El nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Joel Reina, 3 de diciembre de 1996.
Joel Reina, December 3rd, 1996.
All right, Mr. Rihanna, you were found guilty in Hacienda Justice Court of extreme DUI and a fine.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Señor Reina, usted fue hallado culpable en el Tribunal de Paz de Hacienda por manejar los aspectos de manera extrema.
A fine was imposed in the amount of $2,798.
Se le impuso un recargo, una multa de 2,798.
When you failed to pay that amount, a warrant for your arrest was issued on February 19th with the bond amount, the amount you hadn't paid.
Cuando usted no pagó, se le emitió una orden de arresto. Fue el 19 de febrero. Decían en la fianza que usted del monto que no ha pagado.
I'm reducing the amount that you need to post to get out of custody from the amount that you hadn't paid to $500.
Le estoy reduciendo el monto de la fianza para que usted salga de estar retenido. Se lo estoy reduciendo del monto que usted debe a $500.
Your next court date will be in Hacienda Justice Court on June 4th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you have any questions?
Su siguiente audiencia se va a celebrar en el Tribunal de Paz de Hacienda el 4 de junio a las 8:30. ¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
No.
Okay, your order's right over there.
Sus órdenes se encuentran allá.
Second Spanish speaker is Nicole Perez Pina.
La siguiente persona es Nicole Pérez Peña.
Full name, date of birth, please.
Nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Nicole Joana Pérez Peña, 23 de febrero del 2003.
Nico Joana Perez Peña, February 23rd, 2003.
All right. Ms. Pena, you were arrested yesterday and charged with assault, a misdemeanor.
Señorita Peña, el día de ayer usted fue arrestada bajo las imputaciones de agresión como una falta.
Pretrial Services says you are financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, and I tell everyone in here, you can request appointment of counsel at every subsequent court proceeding.
La Agencia de Control de Procesados indica que usted tiene los medios para pagar su propio licenciado. Si eso no es correcto, usted siempre puede solicitar que se le nombre un abogado de oficio en todas las diligencias subsiguientes.
I am releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Goodyear Municipal Court on June 18th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
La estoy poniendo en libertad bajo palabra de honor para que vaya al Tribunal Municipal de Goodyear. Su audiencia se va a celebrar el 18 de junio a la 1 de la tarde.
Conditions of your release include not initiating contact with alleged victims or witnesses, and if an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms.
Sus medidas cautelares incluyen no tener contacto con la víctima, con el testigo. Si es que se ordena una orden de alejamiento, tiene que cumplir con sus disposiciones del mismo.
Any questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
Sí, señora.
Yes, I do.
She said no, I believe. Okay, your order's right over there. Would you like to inquire?
Se encuentra allá. Yes, of course. ¿Alguien más en la sala necesita los servicios de interpretación judicial en español?
Respecto a la fecha de corte, lo que pasa es que yo ahora mismo actualmente estoy trabajando en un trabajo laboral, temporal, que se puede acabar como entre una semana, 2 semanas, es una granja. Entonces yo no vivo aquí, yo vivo en Chicago.
In regards to the court hearing, I'm currently doing a temporary job here. It's only for a week or 2. It's at a farm. I don't live here. I live in Chicago.
Well, tell her that until her next court appearance, she cannot leave the state of Arizona.
Bueno, hasta su siguiente audiencia, usted no puede salir del estado de Arizona.
Okay.
All right.
Está bien.
Your order's right over there.
Gracias.
But would you like to inquire? Yes.
¿Alguien más en la sala necesita los servicios de interpretación judicial en español?
No takers. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, John. I think will be disconnecting. Thank you.
All right. We're going to call you in here individually, tell you why you're here. When you come into the courtroom, I want you to give me your full name and date of birth. I'll be giving you important information about your case. You don't have to try to memorize what I tell you, because before you leave the area, you'll receive a printed copy of a document that contains all the important information concerning your case to take with you. If you're here in a probation violation matter that will be heard in Maricopa County, the Public Defender's Office is appointed at this time to represent you at your next court appearance. If you're someone who is released, you need to make sure that you review the conditions that are contained in the release order and comply with them. For example, if they include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or having contact with alleged victims or witnesses, and you violate those conditions and you're taken into custody for that reason, you will not be released from custody easily again. All right, we will start with Melanie Villegas, and then it will be Dylan Acosta. Full name, date of birth, please.
Melanie Villegas, 22004.
All right, Ms. Villegas, you were previously charged with 3 counts of felony shoplifting. A status conference was scheduled on February 20th. When you didn't appear, the court issued a warrant for your arrest with a $500 bond. In your next court date, in that matter will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. You were arrested yesterday on new felony charges, 1 count of felony shoplifting. That is a Class 4 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. The problem is, for you, under Arizona law, if you were arrested, charged with a felony, and released, which you were on the first case, even if you didn't show up and a warrant has been issued, you were still on felony release. And if that person is arrested and charged with committing a new felony, under Arizona law, you'll be required to be held without bond on the new case. So I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on the new case. You'll be held without bond, and your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix on the new case, and your order's right over there.
Okay.
Dylan Acosta, and then it will be Maxwell Campos. Full name, date of birth?
Dylan Acosta, 6/12/2000.
All right, you, sir, were arrested yesterday, charged with 1 count each of the following: possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony; possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. You were on felony release when you were arrested yesterday on these new felonies, on a previous charge that is still pending. And for the reasons you heard me explain to the last defendant, you'll be held without bond on this new charge. Next court date, June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. All right, the order's right over there.
Yes, sir.
Maxwell Campos, and then after Mr. Campos will be Laura Moon. Full name, date of birth, please.
Maxwell Campos, 10/31/86.
All right, Mr. Campos, you're on felony probation, and as a result of your new arrest, your probation officers requested that a hold be placed on you for violating conditions of probation. But it is alleged that on April 27th, you committed the offenses, 2 counts of criminal damage of public property. Those are Class 5 felonies. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. At the time that those incidents were alleged to have occurred, you were on felony release for a matter that I think you were sentenced on May 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So you were on felony release when these were alleged to have occurred. They have tape, they have film that they positively identified you for breaking these machines on the subway, on the light rail system. But the case that you were sentenced on May 8th, you were on release at the time on April 27th when these new offenses were committed. So you'll be held without bond on the new charges. Your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30. Then your probation officer has requested that as a result of these new charges, that you be held, and a $500 bond for violating conditions of probation will be filed. Your next court date will be June 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix on that matter. Your order's right over there. Laura Moon, and then it will be David McGriff. Full name, date of birth, please.
Laura Moon, January 25th, 1986.
All right, Ms. Moon, you are on felony probation for 2 separate felony convictions in Maricopa County. They contend that you violated conditions of probation, and in each case, on December 3rd, a warrant for your arrest was issued, one with a $150 bond, the other with a $1,000 bond. Your next court date will be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, on June 6th at 8:30. And your order's right over there.
Okay, Your Honor,
Yes.
is there any way that I can get out today?
No, you can, what you can do is call your probation officer. You can make phone calls and have conversations about anything that you think is appropriate. But at this time, I don't know anything about you or your case other than the fact you are on felony probation. They believe you violated conditions of probation. That a statement under oath by the probation officer was filed with the court, and based upon those statements, a judge issued a warrant for your arrest in the amounts that I just explained to you. You have the public defender's office will represent you on June 6th, I think it is. No, yeah. You can discuss this matter with your probation officer, but as of today, I'm merely affirming that the amounts in the warrant that was issued and giving you your next court date. All right, your order's right over there. All right, David McGriff, and then it will be Scott Squires. Full name, date of birth, Mr. McGriff. Full name, date of birth?
David McGriff, 7/25/1992.
All right, you're on felony probation here in Maricopa County on 2 separate felony convictions. The probation department contends you violated conditions of probation, and on March 14th, a warrant for your arrest was issued in each of those 2 cases, one with a $100 bond, the other with a $200 bond. Your next court date in the probation violation matters will be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, on June 6th at 8:30. The reason that, let me get back here. The reason that you are in front of me today is because you were arrested yesterday and charged with 1 count each of the following: possession of dangerous drugs for sale, Class 2 felony, possession of narcotic drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 4 felony, possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and possession of a weapon in the commission of a drug offense. That's a Class 4 felony. I appoint the public defender's office to represent you. A $500 bond is set in that case. Next court date, June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and your orders are right over there. Scott Squires, and then it will be Duncan Todd. Full name, date of birth?
Scott Squires, 3772.
All right, Mr. Squires, you're on felony probation here in Maricopa County. They contend you violated conditions of probation, and on May 6th, the warrant was issued for your arrest with a $250 bond. Your next court date will be your revocation arraignment hearing, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 6th at 8:30, and your order's right over there. Duncan Todd, and then after Mr. Todd will be Christopher Campen.
Hello.
Mr. Todd, full name, date of birth, please.
Duncan Ross Todd, date of birth 10/2/95.
All right, Mr. Todd, you were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You, at the time you were arrested, you were on probation on four separate felony convictions here in Maricopa County. Your probation officer has requested that a hold be placed on you for violating conditions of probation. Your next court date in the probation violation matters will be June 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. A $250 bond has been set in all the cases, the new arrest and the 4 probation violation matters. All right? So it's the same in every case. All right, there you go. You're ordered right over there. Christopher Campen, then it will be Joshua Coombs. Full name, date of birth, Mr. Campen.
Christopher Campen, January 7th, 1979.
All right, you are on felony probation for 2 separate felony convictions. They contend that you violated conditions of probation. On April 18th, a warrant for your arrest was issued in each case, one with a $750 bond, the other with a $2,500 bond. Your next court date in these matters will be June 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And the reason that we are fortunate enough to have you in front of us this afternoon is that you were arrested yesterday, charged with one felony charge and 2 misdemeanors. You were charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, shoplifting, a misdemeanor, and obstruction by refusing to give correct name when asked by law enforcement. That's a misdemeanor also. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you in that matter. A $500 bond has been set also June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court. Downtown Phoenix will be your next court date in that matter. Joshua Combs, and then it will be Jose Portillo. Full name, date of birth?
Joshua Lee Coombs, 7/28/1981, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Combs, you were arrested for events that occurred on May 26th of this year. They were 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, Class 3 felonies, 1 count of aggravated assault causing temporary disfigurement, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of discharging a firearm in the city limits, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, a Class 6 felony, 2 counts of criminal damage by defacement, misdemeanors. Pretrial services said that you're financially capable of hiring your own counsel. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel at your subsequent court proceeding. A $40,000 secured appearance bond is set in this case. Your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. Conditions of your release include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or having any contact with victims or witnesses. If an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. Do you understand?
Yes,
yeah. Okay, your order's right over there. Jose Portillo, and then it will be Jennifer Evans. Full name, date of birth?
Jose Portillo, February 6, 1989.
All right. You, sir, had a proceeding in Pinal County Justice Court. You were charged with 1 count of assault, a misdemeanor. You failed to appear at a court appearance on May 7th, and a $500 cash-only bond was issued by the judge in Pinal County. Your next court date will be June 4th at 8:30 in Western Pinal Justice Court. Right? Your order's right over there. If you bond out, make sure you show up. Otherwise, the Pinal County Sheriff will pick you up in time to make that court appearance. Jennifer Evans, and then it'll be Cherie Clarkson. Full name, date of birth, Ms. Evans.
Jennifer Dolores Evans, April 1st, 1990.
And your full name?
Jennifer Dolores Evans.
All right, ma'am. You were charged in Goodyear Municipal Court with a form of theft or control of stolen property, a Class 1 misdemeanor. You missed a court appearance on May 2nd. The judge issued a warrant for your arrest with a $500 bond. The next court date will be in Goodyear Municipal Court, 8:30 in the morning. And conditions of your release include, if you are released, not to return to the location where this is alleged to have occurred. And your order's right over there.
Okay.
Cherie Clarkson, and then it will be Christopher Hammer.
Where's the order?
Your order's right over there.
Right here?
Right.
Oh, okay. So do I get released?
No, well, you post what was the bond that was there? $500 bond. Full name, date of birth, Ms. Clarkson.
4/21/75, Cherie Clarkson.
All right, you were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, public defender's office appointed to represent you. A $750 secured appearance bond is set. Your next court date is June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and your order's right over there. Christopher Hammer, and then it will be Joe Shelva or Shelva Joe. Full name, date of birth?
I'm Christopher Hammer, and 12/26/06.
All right, you, sir, were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of a deadly weapon that has been defaced, a Class 6 felony. Possession of a deadly weapon, being under the age of 21 years, a Class 6 felony, and carrying a deadly weapon and failing to admit it when asked by law enforcement. That's a misdemeanor. Pretrial services says you're financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, at your next court appearance, you can request appointment of counsel. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance to appear Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30. There you go.
Sir.
Your order's right over there. Shelva or Shiva Joe, and then it will be Victoria Blake. Full name, date of birth?
Shiva Joe, 3/28/85.
All right, ma'am. You were arrested yesterday, charged with one count each of the following: possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony; possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 4 felony, and should be a Class 6 felony. And consuming alcohol in public, a misdemeanor. I appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're also on probation on 2 separate felony convictions. This is what I'm going to do, and I think this is what your probation officer requested. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on the new charge, subject to the supervision of your adult probation officer. So within 72 hours of your release, you are to contact your probation officer and talk to him or her, explain what happened, and so that they know that they're in communication with you. You're on probation on 2 separate felony convictions, and because what your arrest yesterday constituted a Term 1 violation in each case, your probation officers requested that we place a hold, or at least that revocation proceedings become part of this judicial action. And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on those matters. Also, next court date, June 6th at 8:30. The probation violation matters are always set more quickly than matters where the person is released. So you've got June 16th, and then June 6th. But make sure you contact your probation officer and talk to him or her within a few days, well, within 72 hours of your release, all right?
Okay.
Your order's right over there. Victoria Blake, and then it will be, Joshua Guzman Vasquez.
478.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Go.
Victoria Blake, 1978, born.
All right, thank you. You were arrested yesterday, charged with a form of threatening and intimidating, which can be a felony. That's the way they've charged it. The public defender's office appointed to represent you. I understand this is in a group home, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to release you subject to supervised release. Within a day or two of your release, on the papers you get will be the phone number for pretrial services. Call them within a couple of days and touch base with them. Your next court date will be June 16th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Conditions of your release include, and I realize you live in the same structure that the alleged victim does, so I don't want you to not be able to go back into that location, but you're not to initiate contact with this person or any witnesses to this incident. You're not to have any contact or initiate contact with them or communicate with them. And if an order of protection is issued, which it can be under these circumstances, and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. You understand?
Okay.
All right. So carefully read your release order. Make sure you show up on that date that you're supposed to appear in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and call pretrial services within a couple of days of your release. Phone number is contained on the paperwork you get. All right? There it is, right over there.
Thanks.
Good luck. Joshua Vasquez, and then it will be Isaac Noah. Full name, date of birth.
Joshua Guzman Vasquez, January 17, 2003.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, yesterday you were arrested and charged with two misdemeanors, disorderly conduct by fighting and criminal trespass. If an attorney is to be appointed, if you need an attorney, you can request one, and it can be appointed if you qualify at your next court appearance. Your next court, I'm releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Peoria Municipal Court on June 19th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
You're not to return, and the order contains this language, you're not to return to the scene of where this is alleged to have occurred or have contact with the alleged victims or witnesses that are there, all right?
Right.
There you go. Get your order right over there.
Thank you.
Isaac Noah, and then it will be Marion Butler. Full name, date of birth, please.
Isaac Nutasi Noah, May 31st, 1980.
All right. You, sir, are here because you were charged with excessive speeding in the jurisdiction of Goodyear Municipal Court. You were cited. You were to appear in court on November 4th of last year. You didn't show up. I think this is your first arrest in this case, correct?
Correct.
All right. And so I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear in Goodyear Municipal Court on June 18th at 1 p.m. Make sure you show up, all right? Next time you won't be released.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Marion Butler, and then it'll be Carly Vera.
Marion Butler,
04/22/2004.
Okay, Mr. Butler, you were arrested yesterday, charged with criminal damage, a Class 6 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I am releasing you on supervised release to appear in Superior Court. Next court date, June 16th at 8:30.
Okay.
On the paperwork that you received today, will be the phone number for pretrial services. Within a few days of your release, call them, touch base with them. They expect that. All right. And conditions of release that you have, and not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with alleged victims or witnesses. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And if an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your order's right over there.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I do live in the same facility as the person, but I gotta like get out of here first to like leave so I can go to my mom's house because I have 2 daughters under 2 and my girlfriend is still there.
Listen, when you leave here until your next court date, when you can, at that time, ask the judge to modify the conditions of release. In fact, your girlfriend, does she live in the place where this is alleged to have occurred?
Yeah, she's actually like packing right now. So like when I get out, they meet me at my mom's house.
All right. Well, she can appear at the court hearing that you have next and explain why your conditions of release should be modified.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But as you leave now and until you're in that court, these orders that are contained in your release order, conditions, will be in place. Okay? There you go. Order right over there. All right. Carly Vera, and then it'll be Giovanna Walker. Full name, date of birth, ma'am.
Carly Katrina Vera, 9/27/98.
All right. You were arrested yesterday, charged with these 2 misdemeanors, assault and disorderly conduct by fighting. Pretrial Services says if you need an attorney, can hire your own financially because you have the ability. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel any subsequent court proceeding. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear in Goodyear Municipal Court on June 18th at 1 p.m. Conditions of your release include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or initiating contact with victims or witnesses. And if an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. These conditions, orders will be in place at least until your next court appearance, so you can comply with them. If the need to modify them exists and you have cooperation with the people who these orders protect, they can appear at your next court appearance and explain why the conditions should be modified. Okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I do have a cat. What do I do about my cat? Do I just leave her there?
A cat?
Yeah. Do I just leave her there until?
I guess probably the cat would, yes. I mean, maybe make sure that...
She's the only thing I'm worried about. I don't really care about my clothes at the moment, just my cat.
Okay. Well, I don't know anything. I don't know what to tell you exactly, except it would... If you think it's appropriate for the cat to live with you for the next few weeks, and that's a problem not to live with you, you can request, you can have somebody that's a mutual friend pick up the cat and bring it to wherever you're going to be. Otherwise, I guess you probably want to make sure that the people who are feeding your cat...
Yeah, I don't know if they will. That's...
Well, and then what you can do is, don't you have a mutual friend or a relative somewhere in this community that can assist you and go pick up the cat on your behalf and bring it to where you're going to be staying?
Not sure yet.
Not today, but I mean, and then,
Hopefully, yeah.
you're gonna be released, so. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Giovanna Walker, then it'll be James Merricks. Full name, date of birth.
Giovanna Walker, 1897.
All right, ma'am, you were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court downtown Phoenix on June 16th at 8:30, and your order's right over there. Everything I told you is in that order. All right, James Merricks, and then it will be Isaiah McKenzie. Full name, date of birth?
My name is James Myers. My date of birth is 8/15/78.
All right, Mr. Merricks, it's alleged that on March 5th of this year, you committed the following offenses. 2 counts of a form of burglary, Class 3 felonies, 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, another count of aggravated assault, a Class 6 felony, 2 counts of disorderly conduct by fighting, misdemeanors, 1 count of theft or control of stolen property, a misdemeanor, and 1 count of threatening and intimidating by damaging property, a misdemeanor. Pretrial Services says that you are financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, at your next court date, you can request appointment of counsel. A secured appearance bond has been set in the amount of $50,000. Before you can bond out or be released, you are to be fitted with an electronic monitoring device. I do that in this case to make sure that, because your conditions in this case of any release you may have is you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with alleged victims or witnesses. So, to make sure there is no future contact, if you are released, you bond out, or what your conditions of release are modified at a subsequent court proceeding, you are to be subject to electronic monitoring, and you won't be released until they fit that on you. You're not to have any contacts with alleged victims or witnesses, and if an order of protection is issued or an injunction against harassment, and I'm not sure in this case which one would be appropriate, and you're served with a copy of those orders, you must comply with their terms, all right? Your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and your order's right over there.
My bond is $50,000?
$50,000, yes.
Like 50,000?
Yeah, 50,000. All right, but let me tell you let me see what the county attorney's office wanted here. They recommend, well, actually, I will do this. I will reduce it to the amount, I'm going to modify this order. I'm going to reduce the amount so that it is the amount that they request, which is $25,000. Okay.
Is that a percentage of 25,000?
Well, no, my understanding is you have to put up 10% security and give them, 10% in cash and with security to secure the balance.
Okay, and 10% of that.
Yeah, and I don't know that because I don't run a bonding company, but that's what my understanding is. All right, so I reduced it to $25,000, and again, your next court date is, where did I say? Yeah. Next court date will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. All right, and we're modifying your order right now. Isaiah McKenzie, and then it'll be Angel Mercer. Full name, date of birth, please.
July 26th, 1997.
And your full name?
Isaiah Daniel McKenzie.
All right, Mr. McKenzie, you were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I am releasing you on what we call supervised release. Your next court date will be June 16th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. With the orders that you get, there will be a phone number that you can call for pretrial services within a few days of your being released today, and touch base with them, okay? There you go, your order's right over there. Angel Mercer. And then it will be Shamika Works. Go ahead, full name, date of birth, please.
Angel Bruce Beltran Mercer, and then May 20, 2001.
All right, you, sir, were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. Pretrial services says you're financially capable of hiring your own attorney. Well, you can request appointment of counsel at your next court appearance. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30.
Thank you, sir.
The order's right over there.
Have one.
Shamika Works. Full name, date of birth, please.
Shamika Works, date of birth 12/1986.
Okay, ma'am, you were arrested yesterday and charged with a form of aggravated driving while under the influence. It is aggravated and not a misdemeanor. That's a Class 6 felony, and it's not a misdemeanor because you had passengers, I think 2 of them, under the age of 15, and that's what makes it a felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30. And your order's right over there.
Thank you.
All right, we've got house calls here. Let me put them on the record. Karsten Turley has been charged with aggravated assault. In this case, where am I? There we go. A Class 6 felony in this case. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent the defendant. A $1,500 bond is set. Next court date for Turley will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Those are the new charges. Defendant Turley was on felony probation, and the probation departments requested that a hold be placed on the term 1 violation. $500 bond is set in the probation violation matter. Next court date will be June 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. Brian Toomey is here because, let me get this stuff. Mr. Toomey was arrested earlier today, charged with misdemeanor assault and misdemeanor disorderly conduct by fighting. I'm releasing Mr. Toomey on his own recognizance to appear in Arrowhead Justice Court, June 17th at 2 p.m. with the typical normal conditions of release concerning not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, contact with victims, and the order of protection. Lastly is Troy Bailey. Oh, man. Bailey, well, have number 30. Oh, that's why. Yeah, Mr. Bailey was on felony probation. A revocation arraignment hearing was scheduled for June 25th of last year. When he failed to appear, they issued a warrant for his arrest with a $500 bond. Next court date will be the revocation arraignment hearing in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 6th at 8:30. All right. Let me log on to the next docket here. How many?
When the judge walks in, say, all right, everybody can stand up, right? See that, sit back down.
All right. You can be seated. This is the 5 p.m. initial appearance docket. We're going to call you each in here individually, tell you why you're here. When you come into this room, there's a lectern in the center of the room. Stand behind that. Give me your full name and date of birth. I'll be giving you important information concerning your case. You don't have to try to memorize what I tell you, because before you leave the area, you'll receive a printed copy of a document that contains all the important information you need concerning your case to take with you. If you're someone who's here in a probation violation matter that'll be heard in Maricopa County Superior Court, the Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you so that you'll have counsel at your next court appearance. If you're someone who is released, you need to make sure that you review all the conditions the release order may contain and comply with them. For example, if they include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or not having any contact with victims or witnesses, and you violate those conditions and you're taken into custody for that reason, you will not be released from custody easily again. All right, we'll start with LaShawnford Sophie, and then it'll be Abigail Covarrubias. Full name, date of birth, please. Yeah, get behind the lectern, please. Full name, date of birth.
LaShawnford Sophie, 9390.
All right, you, sir, are here because you're on felony probation, and a warrant that contends you violated conditions of probation, and on May 6th, the warrant in each case was issued with a $100 bond. Your next court date will be your revocation arraignment hearing in Superior Court downtown Phoenix on June 6th at 8:30.
All right.
All right, and he has your order, right? Here you go, officer. Yeah, thank you. There you go. Abigail Covarrubias, and then it will be Tiffany Vargas. Full name, date of birth, please. Did you hear me?
What?
Full name, date of birth,
Abigail Luis.
date of birth.
August 31st, 2001.
All right, ma'am, you're on felony probation for 3 separate felony convictions in Maricopa County. On May 20th, a warrant for your arrest was issued. In each case, 2 of the cases have $250 bonds. 1 case has a $2,500 bond. Your next court date will be your revocation arraignment hearing in Superior Court downtown Phoenix on, let me see, whoops, let me back up here. On June 6th at 8:30. Now, I take that back. There is, you're on felony probation for 2 separate cases, and those have $250 bonds, and your revocation arraignment hearing will be, as I said, on June 6th. The reason you're here is because you were arrested yesterday and charged with theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. A $2,500 bond is set in that case. Next court date, June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court downtown Phoenix. Tiffany Vargas, and then it will be Dorina Lewis. Full name, date of birth?
Tiffany Vargas, 5/20/86.
All right, Ms. Vargas, you're on felony probation in Maricopa County. On May 12th, a warrant for your arrest was issued for violating conditions of probation with a $500 bond. Your next court date will be your revocation arraignment hearing, Superior Court downtown Phoenix, June 6th at 8:30.
Okay.
Okay, and there you go. Dorina Lewis, and then it will be Diane Garrett. Full name, date of birth.
I'm 9/25/66.
All right, Ms. Lewis, you...
No, I'm Diane Garrett. Lewis ain't in here.
Pardon me?
I'm Diane Garrett. Lewis wasn't, there was
Okay.
no other girl in there.
Hold on. Okay, Diana Garrett was supposed to come in after you. You're Dorina, are you Diane? Or
I'm
you...
Diane
All
Garrett.
right, well, where is, I'll take your case right now.
Okay, well, there is no other girl in there.
All right. Diane Garrett. All right, let me get you here. There we go. You were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. A $1,000 bond is set in your case. Your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court downtown Phoenix. You also were on felony probation when this is alleged to have occurred, and your probation officer has requested that a hold be placed concerning revocation proceedings. A $500 bond was set in the probation violation matter. Your next court date will be June 6th at 8:30 in that matter also.
So I can be bonded out?
You can be bonded out, yes.
Okay.
There you go. We'll give you your order in just a second.
Okay.
Is Dorina Lewis here?
Okay.
Dorena Lewis.
We're getting it right now, sir. She's still probably getting things.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, Matthew Pena. And then it will be Lance Jason Jackaway. Full name, date of birth?
Yeah, it's Matthew Joseph Pena, 5/17/97.
All right, Mr. Pena, you are here on 3 separate matters. You have a warrant out of Gila County Superior Court for failing to appear on May 21st on charges of resisting arrest, risking physical injury, a felony, and 2 counts of unlawful flight from law enforcement. That warrant, when it was issued, had a $10,000 bond. Your next court date in this matter will be in Gila County Superior Court on June 4th at 8:30. You also have warrants out of Payson Justice Court and, two of them out of Payson Justice Court. One was for a speeding and reckless driving charge. You failed to appear in April on that. There was a $500 bond there. And then the other court date that you missed was April 28th on reckless driving, speeding, and driving on a suspended license in Payson Justice Court. There was a $1,000 bond set in that matter. Your next court date in these matters will be in Payson Justice Court on June 4th at 8:30.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I get sentenced the 5th, so how would I make both courts?
You can't. You
right.
can't be 2 places at once, so guess what we do? The system will go ahead and adjust the calendar so that you make all your court appearances and no arrest warrant gets issued. How's that?
Well, because that's the whole reason why I have warrants right now is because I was here.
Okay.
I got arrested April 2nd, and that's the whole reason why.
Well, when you show up to court, I think you probably have an attorney appointed in the county one. Yeah, he can explain why that happened.
So I'm gonna end up missing my sentencing court date for the 5th?
No, you won't, because they'll get another date for you.
No, I know, but the 5th, it's not gonna be the 5th.
I don't know how they're gonna juggle these things, but they'll do it in a way that you make every court appearance, and if you can't be for a court appearance, the court will know why, because you have another place you have to be, and no warrants will issue. There you go.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Lewis is in here now, sir.
Okay, Lewis is in here. Okay, Dorena Lewis, and then after Dorena will be Lance Jackaway. Full name, date of birth, please.
Dorena Lewis, 10/01/92.
Okay. Where did that get moved? Oh, here it is. All right. What's that? It's okay. Yeah, well, I arranged them in a way so that, okay, I got it. Anyway, ma'am, you are here because, let's see, 32. There we go. You are here because you're on felony probation in Maricopa County on 2 separate felony convictions, and a warrant for your arrest was issued on April 11th. In each case, for violating conditions of probation, a $250 bond was set in each case. Your next court date will be June 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. And we'll have your order just a second. Now, where was that?
Thank you.
Who did I skip? A lot of people. Here, let me get up here. Lance Jackaway, and then it'll be Brian Jones.
Lance Jackaway?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, go ahead. Full name, date of birth, please.
Yeah, my name is Lance Jackaway. I was born June 10th, 1980.
All right, you, sir, are here. You have 2 arrest warrants. both of them are out of Maricopa County Superior Court, I believe. A direct complaint was filed by the county attorney's office alleging that on February 20th of this year, you committed the offenses of possession of drug paraphernalia, a felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a felony, and criminal trespass. Then, another direct complaint was issued alleging that on May 30th of this year, you committed the offenses of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia. On the, both warrants were issued on May 30th. The one regarding, that included a trespass, a $1,000 bond was set by the judge who issued it. Let me get this up here. And the county attorney's, the public defender's office appointed to represent you. Your next court date is June 5th at 8:30 in that matter. And on the other matter, public defender's office appointed to represent you. A cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $500 was set. June 5th also will be your next court date in that matter. All right, Brian Jones, and then it will be Mark Salcido.
Yes, this was just nothing.
Full name, date of birth?
Brian Thomas Jones, YAN 122579.
All right, Mr. Jones, you were arrested today and charged with the following offenses. One count each of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, and aggravated assault, a Class 6 felony, and misdemeanor assault. 2 counts of violation of a court order, which is the order of protection that was in place. Pretrial services says that you are financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel in any subsequent court proceeding. A $7,500 secured appearance bond is set. If you are to be ever released while this case is, before this case is resolved, you shall be subject to electronic monitoring, and that will be installed before you leave the building. And the other conditions of release include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, having contact with alleged victims or witnesses, and you must comply with the order of protection that you've been served with. Your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30. Then apparently you were on felony probation also. And your probation officer has requested that a hold be placed on you for violating term 1. A $1,000 bond is set in that matter. Next court date, your revocation arraignment hearing in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix on June 6th at 8:30.
So a total of
Mark
$8,500.
Salcido, and then it will be Gator Huzar. Full name, date of birth, please.
Hi, my name is Mark Anthony Salcido. Date of birth is 03/20/1998.
All right, Mr. Salcido, you have 2 matters. There is a warrant issued by Superior Court. You were charged with aggravated driving while under the influence. That was aggravated because there were children under at least one under the age of 15. And that was, the court date was August 14th of 2023 that you didn't appear at. They issued a $250 bond, set a bond of $250 on the arrest warrant that was issued. And your next court date will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. At the time this was processed, they determined that you are financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel at any subsequent court proceeding. Then, a grand jury indicted you, and a grand jury arrest warrant was issued on January 27th, charging you with leaving the scene of an accident involving death or injury. The bond that was set by the judge who responded to, presided over the grand jury proceedings that day, set a $75,000 bond. Your next court date will be June 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. We don't modify grand jury arrest warrants that exceed $10,000 at this initial appearance. So you'll just have to, whoever you hire, or if you need to have an attorney appointed for you, you can request that the conditions of release be modified in such way as it works out for you. All right, that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Gaber Huzar, and then it will be Brenda Wallace. Good morning. Good name. Give me your full name, date of birth, please.
Gabor Huzar, 9/16/1979.
All right, there were 2 warrants issued out of West Mesa Justice Court when you failed to appear for these 2 separate cases. One of them is a disorderly conduct by fighting a misdemeanor and consuming alcohol in public. In that case, the warrant was issued last July 9th with a $500 bond. The other warrant was issued when you failed to appear on a consuming alcohol in public. This warrant was issued on November 7th of last year with a $500 bond. Your next court date will be in West Mesa Justice Court on these matters on June 4th at 8:30. Brenda Wallace, and then it will be Johnny Rodriguez, or Johanny Rodriguez. Full name, date of birth, please.
Brenda Wallace, October 11th, 1966.
All right, ma'am, you were previously charged with driving on a suspended or revoked license in Maryvale Justice Court, and when you failed to appear for a court appearance on February 19th, they issued a warrant for your arrest. Because this is your first arrest on this traffic matter, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear in Maryville Justice Court on, let me get it up here, on June 18th at 11 a.m. Make sure you show up this night.
Yes.
All right. Johanny Rodriguez, and then it'll be Santiago Vasquez. Full name, date of birth?
November 5th, 1998. Johanny Rodriguez Sandoval.
All right, hold on a second here. You were arrested yesterday, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. Pretrial services says you're financially capable of hiring your own counsel. One won't be appointed at this time. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Santiago Vasquez, and then it'll be Brian Washington. Full name, date of birth?
Santiago Vasquez, 09/15/2000.
All right, Mr. Vasquez, you were cited yesterday for aggravated DUI, a Class 4 felony. Pretrial services says that you're financially capable of hiring your own attorney. That's not correct. You can request appointment at any subsequent court proceeding. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30.
Okay.
Thank you.
Brian Washington, and then it'll be Mario Martinez. Full name, date of birth?
Brian Washington, 10/22/1997.
All right, Mr. Washington, you were to appear on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of narcotic drugs, 2 counts of the narcotic drugs charge, class 4 felonies. The hearing was to take place on February 5th of 2024, last year. When you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest with a $250 bond. Your next court date now will be June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Right?
Okay, so I just paid $250?
You do, to get out, yes.
Okay.
Make sure you show up this time.
All right, I will. Thank you.
All right. Mario Martinez, and then it will be Mark Chavez.
Mario Martinez. Yeah. Español?
Mario Martinez?
Yeah. Español?
Yeah.
He's an LEP, sir.
He's what?
LEP Spanish.
It's English.
English, a little bit?
He doesn't speak English? Well,
A little bit.
muy pequeño, eh?
Understand.
All right, well, you tell me if you don't understand what I'm gonna tell you, okay? You were arrested yesterday and charged with aggravated driving while under the influence. That's a class 6 felony. Do you comprende? All right. Pretrial services says that you're financially able to hire your own attorney. In other words, you have enough money to hire your own attorney. If that's not correct, any subsequent court proceeding, you can request an attorney be appointed. Do you understand that? All right. And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30. Everything I told you will be on the printed form we give you. Any questions?
No, thank you.
All right. Good luck. Mark Chavez, and then it'll be Richard DeLeo. Full name, date of birth, please.
Excuse me?
Full name, date of birth.
Mark Anthony Chavez, 3/21/78.
All right, you, sir, were arrested earlier today, charged with 1 count each of the following. Illegal possession of prescription drugs, a misdemeanor, possession of drug paraphernalia, a misdemeanor, and criminal trespass, a misdemeanor. I appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Excuse me, sir. That was Suboxone that I had. I'm on Suboxone. They're pills.
Well, all you have, listen, I appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You can explain this to your attorney. A $1,000 bond is set, and your next court date will be June 4th at 8:30 in University Lakes Justice Court. All right?
Yes, sir.
Richard DeLeo, and then it'll be Spanish speakers. All right. Full name, date of birth, please.
Richard DeLeo, 7/22/73.
All right. You were arrested yesterday, charged with 1 count each of the following: possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, and resisting arrest, risking physical injury, not just to yourself, but the officers who had to attempt to subdue you. Pretrial, that's a class 6 felony. Pretrial services says you're financially capable of hiring your own attorney. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 16th at 8:30. All right? We'll give you the order in just a second. So now we got Spanish speaker. Okay. You have an interpreter? All right, all right. Yeah, would Juan Sanchez come in, please? Can the interpreter hear me? Oh, hold on. Getting an interpreter. Spanish interpreter. Can the interpreter hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, we are in open court. I have a Spanish speaker. I need to have him give me his full name and date of birth.
Estamos en una corte abierta con un intérprete. ¿Me puede dar su nombre, su nombre, apellido y fecha de nacimiento?
Juan Contreras Sánchez, fecha de nacimiento 24 de junio de 1989.
Juan Contreras Sánchez, June 24, 1989.
Okay, Ms. Sanchez, you were arrested yesterday, charged with 2 counts of driving while under the influence. Those are misdemeanors. Go ahead, interpreter.
Sorry, could you please say what was the word using?
Yeah, he was arrested for driving while under the influence. There's 2 ways that they charge that, so there's actually 2. Go ahead.
Usted está arrestado en su contra por conducir bajo influencias. Algo. Hay 2 formas.
Pretrial services who interviewed you believe you can hire your own attorney. Financially, you can. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel at any subsequent court appearance.
En este momento, usted podría contratar un abogado también, pero aparentemente no puede y puede pedirle al consejo.
I am releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix on June 19th at 1:30. Do you have any questions?
Tengo que hacerle saber que usted se tiene que presentar en la corte, en esta Corte Suprema. What was the location again, Judge?
I'm sorry, what was the question? The date?
The location of it.
Oh, yeah, down,
No,
Superior Court.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, it is the Maricopa County.
Hello? Hello, I cannot hear you. Are you mute? Are you muted? Hello? Your Honor, I have to disconnect this call because I don't hear anybody in this call. I am sorry. So I have to disconnect this call.
Hi, can you hear me, interpreter?
The interpreter has disconnected. To reconnect with your interpreter.
But I can't hear the judge anymore.
Goodbye.
Give me a second. We have the commissioner say something.
Thank you. Commissioner, can you possibly see if we get the hearing?
What's that?
Can you speak on this so we can have her see if there is a hearing?
Okay. All right. The house calls are Andrew McCarthy. Did she hear me?
Do you need for us to recall the interpreter?
No, wait.
Moving on to the house call?
Yeah,
Okay.
he understood.
Okay.
Are we okay? All right. All right, the house calls are Anina Payne, who was arrested yesterday, charged with arson of a structure, class 4 felony, and a form of shoplifting, a misdemeanor. A bond in the amount of $2,000 is set. A public defender's office appointed a representative. Next court date, June 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. James Gallagher was arrested yesterday and charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, and tampering with physical evidence, a class 6 felony. He's being released on his own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 6th at 8:30. Andrew McCarthy, let's see, 11, 12, 13. Andrew McCarthy was on felony probation, 2 separate cases. A warrant was issued for violating conditions of probation on September 22nd, 2023, each with a $50 bond. His next court date will be his revocation arraignment hearing in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 6th at 8:30. He also has a warrant, a direct complaint filed charging him with possession of a weapon by a prohibited person that's alleged to have occurred in December of 2023. A $250 bond is set. His next court date will be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, June 5th at 8:30. We got everything, right? All right, let me get